In this section, we discuss some important skills you need when barring in the workplace. These are tricks of the trade which will help you work smarter and safer. If you apply these tricks, your barring skills will improve. The 3 tricks of the trade are: 1. Use the best equipment correctly. 2. Read and sound the rock. 3. Buddy barring. Trick number 1. Use the best equipment correctly. A workman is only as good as his tools. We say this because you must have the best equipment to bar well. Your sounding stick and pinch bar are the keys to successful barring. If you don't have a good sounding stick and pinch bar, you won't be able to bar well. Check that the sounding stick has copper caps at both ends. When using the sounding stick, grip it firmly with both your hands and strike the roof with the copper end. Let's look at the pinch bar. Check that the pinch bar is sharp at both ends and has a fixed gasket. When using the pinch bar, grip it firmly with both your hands behind the protective gasket. Push the pinch bar in an upwards and forward direction. Jab the end of the pinch bar properly into a fracture or crack in the rock before levering the rock away from the roof. Remember, hold the rear end of the pinch bar to the side of your body. If you hold the pinch bar directly in front of you, the rear end may injure you. If you need to use the pinch bar for moving or lifting purposes, make sure to use strength from your legs and not your back. Using the power of your back is dangerous and can hurt you. Take care to carry the sounding stick and pinch bar below your shoulder level so that you do not injure fellow workers or hit objects around you. Lastly, make sure that your equipment is not damaged after you have used it. If there is any damage to your equipment, make sure that it is replaced. The damage may include missing or broken copper ends for sounding sticks and damaged ends to pinch bars and gaskets. Trick number 2. Read and sound the rock. For this trick of the trade, we need to understand how to interpret the orientation of discontinuities in the roof. Discontinuities could be joints, bedding, or stress fractures. It is important to understand how joints interact to form loose blocks of rock in the roof. We can understand these discontinuities better by reading and sounding the rock. In this section, we will go into the roof and show you how joints and other discontinuities can make it unstable. By reading and sounding the rock, one can pick up clues about the hidden structure of the roof. Some of these clues are fallout on jointing and the effect of joint infillings, brows, faults or slips, dikes and other intrusions, and groundwater dampening the area. Also be aware of those geological structures that are specific to your mining environment only. The first skill that we use to identify loose rocks is a method called sounding. Sounding involves striking the end of the sounding stick against the roof or ribside and listening carefully to the sound. If you hear a solid sound when striking the rock, the roof is more likely to be stable and may not pose a high risk. If you hear a drummy sound, this is a sign that there is loose rock that you must do something about. You must either bar the rock down, or if you are unable to bar it down, the area must be barricaded off. Example 1. Have a look at this section of roof. We can see that there has been a fall of ground at the face. Let's read the rock to understand what has happened. The fall of ground shows that it came loose along a bedding plane in the roof. Look at the edge of the block. See how flat it is? This indicates that the block broke along a joint plane. Remember to consider the orientation of the jointing which creates these blocks in the roof. Reading the rock is a great way to understand the rock in the working place, but it is only part of the skill which helps us find these dangers. It is just as important to sound the roof for rocks that are loose. Remember, just because the roof sounds solid does not mean that it is safe. Keep an eye on this area and judge when any loose rocks can be barred down safely or supported. Do not bar if you doubt that it can be done safely. Example 2. In this example, we see a large brow. When we sound the brow and roof, it seems to be quite solid. But let's look carefully at the brow. Do you notice that there is a parting along a bedding plane? What we seem to be looking at here is a very large brow that was created by inconsistent cutting into bedding. For features this size, the roof may still sound solid. Warning: it is important to understand that a solid sound with the sounding stick doesn't always mean that the roof or ribside is safe. Once you discover a geological feature, you need to look at it carefully to understand the features, their dip, and how they extend deeper into the roof, the places you cannot see. If these features intersect, they may cause loose blocks. Do not be misled by the sound. This is why seeing is just as important as sounding. Trick number 3. Buddy barring. This trick of the trade shows the importance of having the help of other people when sounding and barring. Whenever you bar during an entry examination, pre-task, mid-shift, or continuous barring, your crew members must help you to visually examine the roof for loose rocks. They may notice something that you could have missed. Remember, never bar alone. Approach each task as if your family was watching you. Think of how you could do it safer. Buddy barring is important because buddies can point out hazardous conditions that you may not be able to see. Your buddy should always stand in a safe position at some distance from you. If you are sounding or barring, they should pay close attention to the orientation of features in the roof. In this way, your buddy may see features or loose rocks that you cannot see and can warn you of any potential danger. A buddy can also assist you when barring a particularly large loose block in the roof. You and your buddy should have firm footing when sounding and barring. Always remember that the warning from a buddy can save your life. 2 pairs of eyes are always better than 1.